himself. So it was a list that came out to speak on what Lo said. It was a list that came out on the top 10. Is on the top 10 rappers who have fell off, and it went viral. And real quick, and the two things to go with this then it was a tweet from Lil Duval where he said, "Damn, when did everybody start hating on Lil Baby?" So Le'Veon Bell responded. He was just basically like, when Lil Baby basically made the fans in the audience choose between Gunna and himself. So I'm gonna read this list and then I'm gonna discuss the argument that me and Lo had. So number 1 was Bobby Shmurda. Number 2 was Quando Rondo. Number 3 was Lil Baby. Number 4 was NBA YoungBoy. Real quick, before I finish reading the list, which make this whole list ridiculous. And of course, I think sometimes with lists, to get people to actually talk about it, you gotta put you trolling when you put number 3 and number 4 is Lil Baby and NBA YoungBoy, because NBA YoungBoy is been the number top. He's been number 5 for 5 straight years. He's been the number 1 streamed artist on YouTube, rap wise. So you put him on there is like ridiculous.
But my only question is he good as he was, I guess, before all this house arrest type? You know what I'm saying? Like before he been.
Who can judge that? Because one, he don't never had no songs on radio. He never was no person that put out number 1 albums or nothing. So if we only judging him off of YouTube, then he's still who he is. What else do we got to judge him off of? Because he don't get played on the radio.
So that's what I'm saying. So I mean, beforehand, how was his number on YouTube beforehand?
I never looked at him because I'm just saying I don't even watch it. I don't even listen to him on YouTube. I listen to him on Apple Music. So I can't. I'll be lying if I'm trying to tell you. But he's still at the end of the year when YouTube put out there who was the most streamed rapper. It was him, and it had been him for the last 5 years.
I was just wondering, like, was he at his peak or is he at his peak now? That's why I asked when you.
So I wouldn't necessarily know, because if it's still number 5, I mean, if he's still been if he been number 1 for the last 5 years, to me I could respect if you say he fell off and he went from number 1 to now he number 5. Yeah, that's a fall off. But if I've been number 1 for the last 5 years, where do I fall off at? So again, like I said, number 1 was Bobby Shmurda. Number 2 was Quando Rondo. Number 3 was Lil Baby. Number 4 was NBA YoungBoy. Number 5 was Rich Homie Quan. Number 6 was Lil Pump. Number 7 was Designer. Number 8 was Da Baby. And that's even with Da Baby. It's like, no, he just had a hit over the summertime.
And I think he's finding his other lanes too.
So, and then number 9 was Roddy Ricch. Number 10 was Meek Mills.
Whoa. Lil Pump and all them, how they not up hiding?
Little bit. That's my point.
Designer, how he not up in number 1?
So this is what I'm saying. So that was my point of why I'm saying is why Lil Baby and NBA YoungBoy and even Da Baby shouldn't have been on this list. But I understand because
because of the name.
No, because of the name and because you with those names on it and make the conversation. Imagine if we took them 3 off and put 3 rappers who should probably been on there. I don't necessarily know if people even talk about this list. But because you see Lil Baby on there, you see NBA YoungBoy on there, people, their fans is gonna be like, "What you talking about? They ain't fall off." You will argue.
What's the last song Lil Baby put out?
To like, I guess it depends on what you're asking for, and that was the argument that I was having with Lo. I'm just like, no, he just did a birthday bash. He just had his birthday bash.
But I'm saying like just this year.
You mean last year?
Last year, what was the last hit song?
That California
last feature.
That California Breeze. That California Breeze was his big song off of that album, and then that's still that
But that was like 2 years ago, right?
That album, yeah, now it was like 2 years ago. So I mean, but again, of course, then my conversation where Lo was saying, I said, well, name me, do you feel like it's 10 rappers right now that's bigger than Lil Baby or hotter than Lil Baby? And he was like, no, because it ain't 10 hot, it's not 10 rappers that's hot right now. Then I said, you can't sit here and say somebody fell off if you don't lose their spot.
Okay, not necessarily fall off, but I'm not going to you for the features now.
But then going back to the price again.
So that means you cooled off. You're not as hot.
No, because sometimes your price could just be too high.
But okay, not even your price too high, but I feel like, all right, I can go get a Lotto feature instead of going to Lil Baby. Or I can go get a Cardi B feature right now, which probably, you know what I'm saying? Or I could try to put my money up, get a J. Cole feature right now, because that's the thing that's hot right now. So that's why I'm saying when you say falling off. So right now at this moment, you're not as hot as you was 2 years ago.
But let's just sit here and say, of course. And if that's the comparison, if you comparing him to himself from 2 years ago, is Lil Baby still as hot as he was 2 years ago? Absolutely not. So if you count that as a fall off, then I'm cool. I can agree with that. But then, like I was telling
some people, like I said, you have your down seasons.
No, for sure. So if that's what you're comparing him to, I can agree to that. But so their low conversation was, well, do you feel like Gunna is hotter than him? I said I never felt in my life, never thought Lil Baby was ever hotter than Gunna. He don't got bigger songs. Like I asked Low, I said, well, tell me what's the Lil Baby song that's bigger than Pushing P? He don't got one. Lil Baby's biggest song to his career is the song with him and Gunna. Is Drip Too Hard. Or any of his songs he featured with Drake. Like if I put his name in, let me search his name right now on Apple Music just to push the conversation a little bit. Lil Baby. So his top songs on Apple Music is Freestyle. It is Yes Indeed, that's a Drake feature. Drip Too Hard, which I said, Once in These, which is a Drake feature. Oh Okay, which is a Gunna, so it's him, Gunna, and Young Thug. We Paid, that's him and 42 Doug. Pure Cocaine and Close Friends. So it's just like, even still, like, which one of those songs? Ain't none of them songs bigger than Pushing P. Not Freestyle, not Yes Indeed, not Drip Too Hard. Like maybe Drip Too Hard is bigger than Pushing P, but that's him and Gunna together. But Once in These not bigger than Pushing P. We Paid, like, okay, that's a hit for him, but I don't know if that's bigger than Pushing P.
So somewhere in the industry, he has took a decline. Not necessarily. He still has his name.
No, he still got his name. But what me and Lo was arguing about, I'm telling Lo, is he still never was a bigger artist than Gunna. He never made better songs than Gunna.
Okay.
Even if you see it and say, okay, let's take it off of Pushing P. What's his song that's bigger than Ski? Ski. I'm sure y'all remember when everybody was doing the dance, the Ski, like, what song? He don't got a song bigger than that. Or Hot. It was him, Young Thug, and Travis Scott was on the remix. Like, Gunna got a lot of big songs. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, they don't allow that whole little whatever situation he was going on. That can't still disrespect the music and the hits he already put out. So I don't necessarily know. Don't get it twisted. Online, yes, I do feel like a lot of people hate on Lil Baby, but then I still feel like if you go actually outside, no, you can't sit here and when Lo was trying to sit here and say, oh, it's his city, of course he can sell out the arena. I'm like, dog, it's a lot of people who cannot sell out the arenas from his city. Like, ain't no it's no a rapper or a singer from the District of Columbia or PG County or Virginia that can sell out the Capital One Arena. I don't care if it's their birthday, it's their funeral, or whatever. They not selling out the Capital One Arena. Sorry, buddy. Hate to tell you that. Only person who may eventually get there to that level, maybe Brent Faiyaz. Maybe Brent and maybe him and Ari probably can do a joint together and they may be able to sell it out. But not one of them by themselves. If Brent and Ari did a show like a Valentine's Day special joint, they may be able to sell out the Capital One.
That's too big for something like that, especially Valentine's. And you only got them two. That's too much.
So that's my point. So that's why that's what I'm saying. But you got to give somebody like Lil Baby credit if he can still sell out his home arena.
But that's why I say I think when you put people in those kind of elements, or you even use, I think it's unfair because, like I said, when it comes to rap and R&B, I just feel like a large arena and you just singing, you just there standing there singing, it's not the same. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same. So I can't just judge, like, oh, well, you can't sell out this arena, but I feel like I put you in a more close, full thing.
In other news,